Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Season 2, Year 2, Year of Hell Part 2, whatever you want to call it. It's more Super Cast Brothers. If you couldn't tell by the title and the little jingle that we get at the start of the episode right there, it's going to be a new thing that we're doing here for, ever, probably, as well as video. Oh god. It's a Yoshi. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let's all be clear here. We don't have to worry about the Yoshi because what always happens to Yoshis? You get to a high cliff that you need to jump to, so you use the Yoshi, you jump off the Yoshi. Yoshi dies in the pit, and then you run off to safety. So who cares about the Yoshis, really? I don't. Ah! It's even worse than a Yoshi.
Yeah, it is I, Jono, and I am on video.
Fuck.
Directly to you. And also, Lister is here. Zantok, me, Jonathan, whoever you want to call us. And also he did the intro, which is also new. So there's that on top of things. Yeah, welcome to year 2/season 2 of Super Cast Brothers. I can't believe we've come this far. How are you?
Well, it's 2020, so not great. Let's be real. It's a
Seriously,
bad year.
We are recording on our friend Eric's birthday, though, who previously guested on the cast.
Yes. So, and we sent him appropriate images of some of his favorite characters with cake.
So,
he hates
to that
us.
end,
he really does.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
If you don't,
the feeling's mutual, though.
Should. Whoa. Whoa. Mute. Okay. Hear that? This asshole hates Eric. It's not me. It's him.
Happy 11th birthday, Eric. And thank you to Kelly, who previously guested on our podcast too, for the very majestic and robust intro.
Indeed.
So there's that. We reached out to him a little when we knew we were going to be doing video for season 2. It's just like, how can we enter this, with more of a, I don't know, gusto for season 2. It's that. And the video. So again, thanks Kelly, and it's interesting. This is gonna be a whole new world of individual road bumps, I'm sure. But also visual cues will be present, and if you're listening to the audio version, Lister is holding a knife, which is
a dagger, actually. Get it right.
Ah, yes, of course. God. Where did you get what Smith did you get that from?
It was a guy at the Renaissance Fair.
Oh, there you go.
That easy.
There you go. That easy.
He just said, give me wallet, and I gave him wallet.
Let's see, oh, yeah.
Nothing Krakow about it. Yeah, I don't have any of my amiibo at this desk. They're all somewhere else right now. But anyways.
Nice.
So, like we said, this is now year 2 of Super Cast Brothers. Somehow we've kept it going this long. I don't fucking know, man. Listen, I don't fund the show. I don't know who does. But somebody said keep going, or at least they didn't say stop. So, we're still here.
Ronald Reagan, man.
We're keeping the same format as we did for year 1. On topic, Smashtopia, Smash or Dash. Will that change for year 3? Don't know. That's a year away, and I'm not thinking about that right now. Hell no. First of all, I don't even know if I'm making it out of 2020, so why the fuck would I bother going beyond that? But, anyways, that means it's an on topic today. Our very first on topic, I'm trying to remember what it was about. Was it just
Pokemon?
What?
Was it what?
I'm talking about our very first on topic. What was it about?
Oh, I thought that you were okay. It was breaking down the etymology between clones and echoes, and then
yeah.
And talking about the differences.
Nice lighthearted topic to introduce the idea of the show to everyone and to us. Just talk about easy shit.
Yeah.
Today though. Yeah, we're pretty much doing the same thing. Not about clones and echoes, but it's another light, easy topic that we can just talk however long about that we feel like. Why are you pointing at me? Stop it.
I'm not
Stop.
pointing at you. I'm pointing at
Oh, you're pointing at.
Pikachu.
You're pointing at Squirtle.
Squirrel.
Eh, eh, eh.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So yeah, we're talking about Pokemon today. Uh, we're not necessarily talking about Pokemon in Smash though. As you can tell, again from the title of this video, this is what we're calling an out of Smash discussion topic, where we're talking about either a subject or a gaming franchise without it necessarily correlating to Smash. Like, we'll probably talk about Smash in relation to Pokemon here today, but mainly we're going to talk about
Yeah.
the Pokemon franchise, our thoughts on it, where we think the game's currently headed, our history with it, where we first got our start, if there's any toys
Pokemon. Yeah.
that we have.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that's pretty much today. We're just going to have some lighthearted Pokemon fun.
Oh, yeah. Who knows? Maybe even Jigglypuff will show up.
No.
Should we just get it out of the way early?
Fine. Hang on. Give me a second. You can go now.
Jigglypuff.
I can't hear it. The problem is I don't know when he stopped. That's a bit of a problem for me. You all still have to hear him because I didn't mute his mic. I just muted my headset. Sucks to hear. He's not done yet. Shit.
Oh boy, I have something stuck in my throat. It's making the Jigglypuff song not be as beautiful as it could be, but
That's
you get the
when
general
you
idea.
Get old, Jonathan.
Gollypuff.
Are you done? Is that out of your system? Are you gonna do it anymore tonight? Ah, fucking figured. Are you done for the moment though? Like, can I get 30 minutes apiece at least?
Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff. Alright, I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to happen again.
So, some meme survived into year 2 already. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not gonna be the only one.
I've been plaguing you with the Jigglypuff song for probably 10 years, so.
Pretty much. From the moment that you first made your voice available to me, willingly or not.
Okay. Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be at least one more joke that survives at least until the next episode, and I know which one that's going to be, so that'd be interesting, I guess. But
yeah,
it's Pokemon time.
Pokemon.
So, I happen to know, yes, I happen to know that you took a few notes on a few different discussion topics that you wanted to hit tonight. So why don't you, just lead us off here?
Okay. Nice themed pajamas.
Thank you.
Really suits the occasion. Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, his face is right there.
Bowser.
Yeah, that's also not Pokemon.
Oh. Okay. He was in Pokemon in my dreams.
Yeah,
As a young boy.
Deadpool voiced Pikachu, so.
Also true. Yes.
Got him.
Got him. Okay. So, starting off the top, I guess that we should start at the beginning. Like, where did Pokemon take it? And it's cool, too, that we're doing this.
Yes, it is.
Out of Smash series, which has been floating along, like, internally for a while. Just a really good way to start out year 2, because we're telling people that along with the video, along with the jingle, we're also opening our horizons as far as what constitutes an on-topic episode. So, cool. And that was also intentional.
Yes.
So hope you enjoyed the episode. Starting off from the top, I just figured that it's probably a good idea to loop back into the childhoods of you and I. Oh, what a time to be alive.
Indeed.
2020 joke right here, of course. So, My first memories of Pokemon, it's funny how I got into it, right? Because I didn't have a original Game Boy when I was a kid, and I think it was just I didn't necessarily um get born too late for it. It's just that I started gaming a little bit later. Like my first
Mm.
console wasn't Nintendo 64, and the only Pokemon game on that was Hey You Pikachu, which was not really a wonder, you know.
What?
So,
Hey, Pikachu wasn't the only
oh yeah,
Pokemon game on
Pokemon Stadium,
64.
Pokemon
And
Snap,
Snap.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Stadium too.
yep, and Pokemon Puzzle League,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
eh.
Okay, that was a Freudian slip, but um, yeah. Hey You Pikachu comes up a little bit later in the story, so don't you worry. So,
I
yeah,
thought that
the
was a
earliest that
GameCube
I
game.
can. No, that's Pokemon Channel.
Yeah.
Yep. So, the onset of Pokemon for me was probably when I was 6 or 7 years old, and I had not seen the anime yet, not read any of the manga, not played any of the games, but my grandma appeared, like they visited from San Diego and we lived in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yes, like
Like a
if she
puppy snow.
appeared right, yeah, if she appeared
I'm a
right now,
Pokeball.
it might be appropriate because she's dead. So, but out of a Pokeball would be appropriate. Yeah, yeah,
Swallowed his dead
precisely.
mom. Just
Yep.
saying.
Yeah,
It can happen.
precisely. But my grandma came down to our house and she brought with her a present for me, which was a Pikachu themed giant blanket. So
Okay.
it was a plush throw. Um yeah, so my first Pokemon experience was having a plush throw blanket of Pikachu that was like it was like the trading card kind of with Pikachu on the front and then like a blue background.
Mm.
And then it just had the words Pikachu written across in very eccentric font writing.
Alright.
Yeah, and she was like, "You like Pokemon?" And I was like, "I don't know what this is." Yes, yes, I do. Sweet grandmother of mine. And from that moment on, I think I watched my first episode of Pokemon coincidentally like that same day or that same week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's just, back when Saturday morning cartoons were a ritual and you didn't have them necessarily available to you at all times. That was,
Sadly.
yeah, but it was a weekend and I was able to sit down and I was like, oh, well, shit, I actually like this. It's a good thing because I'm going to be sleeping with Pikachu for the next,
Forever.
yeah, in one form or another. I would probably still have that blanket today, but our house burnt down in 2004, so Pikachu died.
I mean,
I got
some.
another one though.
Yeah. Okay.
Some Pokemon do die. That's canonical.
Bye
So
bye, Butterfree.
bye, 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 Butterfree. And then over the years, it was like my grandparents were really big fosterers of Pokemon love in my household early on.
Mm-hmm.
Like that same year, I think my grandpa sent us Christmas gifts. He was a badass too. My grandpa on my mom's side of the family. He was the one who would always send the best gifts.
Oh.
So yeah, so like video games and toys all abounds whenever they came over. Um, which informed some of my more sensitive personality traits later on, since I was not spoiled as a child.
So then,
Anyway,
so then, which Pokemon game was the first one you owned? Since your origin was a blanket, and then the show, and then presumably the games.
it was presumably the games. So, because I was about to get to it, so I'm going to dive back into the story. So, like my grandpa would bring me, I very distinctly remember back in the late '90s, early 2000s, there was a collaboration between Pokemon and Elmer's Glue.
What?
Do you remember
90s? Why
those?
were you fucked up? Seriously, 90s. Fucking shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The 90s were
Mm-hmm.
so weird.
Yeah, they were.
I
Yeah,
know
they
there's
were.
some of you that are just like, no, 90s kids are awesome. It's like, listen.
We're
90s
90s
were
kids.
weird. You have to accept that. They were fucked up.
Mm-hmm. 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 And so I got Pokemon themed glue. There was a red glittery glue for Charmander, a blue glittery glue for Squirtle, a green glittery glue for Bulbasaur, and a yellow glittery glue for Pikachu.
I feel like, first of all, saying glittery glue a few too many times fast is really weird. Second of all, I feel like yellow glittery glue is a really bad idea. So is
Yeah.
red glittery glue, honestly. They look
Well,
like two other things. I don't think I'd want that in my classroom.
yep, just like mayonnaise themed Splatoon Fest. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nobody likes mayo,
Yeah.
anyways.
No, not really. I do know a few people who eat it straight out of the jar with a spoon, though.
Well, maybe one day they'll be removed from the gene pool.
Maybe one day, although one of them's my sister.
Well, maybe one day.
One day the gene pool will end us all. So, um,
The gene gray
true
pool.
facts. Also true. So after getting the glue and the blanket and
Hmm.
de-virginizing myself from the show, uh, you get Lister's hot takes to my strange word choices now. Anyway, visual
Great.
cues. So after all that, I finally played a game with Pokemon in it. You know
Pokemon
what that
Snap.
game was?
Puzzle League. Hey you, Pikachu.
It was a Nintendo 64 game. One more guess.
Stadium 2.
No, it's the game. It's Super Smash Brothers.
Ah, shit! God damn it!
So it comes full circle, and that was the first game that I ever played with a Pokemon in it, with Pikachu and Jigglypuff. And of course, at the time, I actually had quite an affinity for Jigglypuff myself early on, as you know, let's see, 1999, as a 5-year-old child.
Well,
So
you are a child.
I will always be a 5-year-old child. Yes. Um, yeah, yeah, as everyone can attest who's been listening to us for a year. Yep, yep, yep. Cry more. Um, so then Smash Brothers became an obsession in my life really early on. I remember we like rented it from Blockbuster, which you can't do anymore unless you live in Bend, Oregon. So there's that. And then I loved it so much we bought it the next week, and that was kind of that. The first so anyway, that kind of brought me into loving video games. I played Super Mario 64, which was my first video game ever, which is probably very strange for you since you were a whole generation prior.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, Super Mario 64, then just and that was just on a whim too. Like we went into Best Buy when it first opened in my town, and they're like, Nintendo 64 is for sale, and my mom was like, "Yeah, okay."
Nice. Nice. I
So
could
it
totally
was
hear it in
it
her
was
voice too.
yep, yep. It's all very coincidental, very coincidental. It's like the rat in Endgame, pretty much. So that got me started on that. Then Pikachu came along, the glue, the what, those Smash Brothers, all that. And my first actual Pokemon game was Pokemon Sapphire.
Yeah, not a bad choice.
Not a
Especially for a
bad
Game
choice,
Boy.
but also quite a ways into the series at that point than most people in our generation. Uh, at least, like I know Jose, for instance, my friend.
Hmm.
Um, he started with Gold at least, so he was a little more ahead of the curve. And he's the same age as me. But yeah, so that was my first Pokemon, and there were some memories associated with that too that I'd like to share. But I've rambled long enough. How about your Pokemon origin story?
My Pokemon origins, you might say. My Pokemon journey, you might say.
Yeah,
So
your
I'm not.
Pokemon XD, I might say.
Yes, yes. My XD Gale of Darkness, but when it comes to me being with Pokemon, I honestly don't remember which one came first, whether it was the show or the games. I think it was the show. I'm pretty sure I saw the show first. I'm not sure if I saw it just on WB airing, and I just caught a random episode, or if we were just like, again, getting videos from Blockbuster. And it's like, hey, what's this? They got funny animals. I will watch the funny animals show. And then it's an electric rat, and it shoots the guy in the face. It's like, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
And from then it was like, fuck, that's great. Love this shit. Want more of this shit. Hooked. Give more shit now. That's pretty much my reaction to the show. I don't remember like what my real early show thoughts were way back then. I just remember it was like, this good. I like this. I want to watch more of this. The only episode I can like really remember, I know I watched the original episode way back when, and I know I watched the Cubone episode with Giselle, where it was like the Pokemon Institute or whatever the school was called. I remember those episodes pretty clearly. Beyond that, I don't remember like what I necessarily watched as a kid, but one year, birthday's coming up. I had not owned a video game prior to that birthday. I had played on my grandmother's Super Nintendo, you know, Mario 3, Mario World, Yoshi's Island, Mario RPG, the 4 defining games of my childhood, as we mentioned in the first episode of the podcast. But, hey look, Pichu Amiibo, I've got one of them. So for my birthday one year, I was given a Game Boy Color, so the very first gaming console I owned. And then I also was given Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue. So I had both. I don't know why they got me both. I guess they didn't. I mean, they probably didn't know that there was very minimal differences. Which, fair enough. I guess I just thought, oh look, here's the first game and the second game. You know, that makes sense to me. And I remember going like, oh my god, I'm gonna play them both right now. And I would just like alternate which cartridge I was using because I was a fucking idiot. And in Pokemon Red, I picked Squirtle. And in Pokemon Blue, I picked Charmander. Because it's just like opposites. Unfortunately, Bulbasaur was not on my radar at the time. You are now. But back then he was not. And I knew like if they like I told myself as a kid, like, oh, if we ever get a Pokemon Green, I'm gonna pick Bulbasaur in that one. Little did I know at the time, Pokemon Green already existed, just not for us. We didn't get that one. It just didn't happen. But that was my origins were pretty simple about that. It was just like see show, like show, get game, like game. But those first games were actually hard for me as a kid. Not necessarily like I struggled all the way through it. Like the biggest problem was I had it in my childhood mind of I'm going to catch these different ones and I'm going to level all of them. Don't do that. Don't level. Yeah, I'm not just talking about a team of 6. I'm talking about just like I had like 20 of them that I was leveling, which is madness. Don't do that unless you're playing Pokemon Gen 8, where you can just swap everything out of your box, no problem in the wild, and everything gains experience no matter what. But also the menuing in the original games was just so bad. It was so bad. You had to say every time you swapped boxes to switch around your Pokemon, and there's only like 4 Pokemon per box. What the shit? Programming limitations. My God, thank God it all improved. But unfortunately, my Pokemon Origins also have a very sad end to them.
Oh no.
So my brother and I, we were both really into it. We both liked it. Our parents apparently thought we were into it a little too much. And one day they said, that's it. You're banned. No more Pokemon.
Wow.
And we had to... Oh, I also got Pokemon Yellow eventually. So I had Pikachu there. But we had to give up the games that we had and stuff. They took it all. And it was very upsetting for a kid being told this cool thing you like you had to get rid of now because your parents are sick of it. And it wasn't until the end of Generation 3, not long before Gen 4 had been announced and the hype cycle for that got started up, that we started playing the games again. I had picked up Fire Red. My brother Twix got Leaf Green. I got Ruby. He got Sapphire. Then we both got copies of Emerald, and we were just like immediately sunk back in. So I completely skipped Gen 2, But I got back into it right at the end of Gen 3, and then with the Gen 4 hype cycle, I started following all the shit online. I was like, oh my god, yes, need, gives me. That's part of why like I have such an affinity for Gen 4, because like for me, Gen 4 was my reintroduction to like that's the first time I got to follow the internet hype cycle of it all. So I have a strong feeling for Gen 4.
Nice, nice. Was it so it was purely because you and Twilix were playing it a ton, and it wasn't one of those situations where your parents were like, "Pokemon is the devil."
It wasn't the whole Pokemon's the devil, because like also my parents did Harry Potter, so my parents were never really into the whole Satanism nonsense. Like everything's fucking evil. Don't let little Timmy look at the rock star. Ooh, you can't do the D&Ds or you become Satan. No, we were never that crazy fundamentalist
Good.
family.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it was more of just we would either be playing them all the time, watching it all the time, or talking about it all the time, and they just got fucking sick of it. I don't necessarily blame them for getting sick of it, but also telling your kid that you're banning this from them, personally, I think it's a bit of a shit thing to do. They're not watching this; it's fine. But I mean, I don't know if they would agree with what they did back then. I don't know, but as a kid, I was definitely upset, and you know, I didn't like that. And for years, I obeyed. For years, I obeyed. But then I would be looking stuff up on like I was looking up stuff on Pokemon Online before I was supposed to be like before the ban got lifted, whatnot. Like I found these websites where you could play Pokemon. This wasn't real Pokemon. It was you would run around a map, and you could randomly encounter Pokemon on the grass. You wouldn't really battle. And there was like, oh hey, you have your shiny variant, but there's also metallic and some other weird nonsense. Like this is stupid. I don't want. What does it even do? There's nothing different about this. Fuck that. I think that's part of why I don't really care about shinies, because my introduction to shinies were through those weird Pokemon game websites where they also had shiny and metallic and something else. So it's like, but there's no difference.
Pink, gold.
There might have been a pink variant,
gold
actually.
Pokemon.
There might have been a pink variant.
Nice.
I'm not sure.
Was this?
But
oh man, nice.
There were a lot of sites that had the same functionality, and you know, it scratched the itch, but it was not Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, of course, of course. Was Pokemon Crater on your radar during that time?
Pokemon Crater. It sounds familiar. I need to know more.
I actually don't even know if I should have done a little extra research, but I can't even remember if the site's still up or if it ever went down. Yeah, no.
Searching for it too.
Funnily enough, Nintendo snatched up that original address for themselves, so it leads you to Nintendo.com when you put in Pokemon Crater.
I got Pokemon Battle Arena.
Yeah, Pokemon Battle Arena. It looks like this is a spiritual successor.
I'm making an account really quick just to find out if this is what I remember my old experience as being.
Okay. Yeah, this is, again, speaking of Jose, just one of my best friends back in elementary school. This was something we played online all the time, where it was just like those manual outputs between generated Pokemon maps. You go between them and just collect as many Pokemon as you can. And I don't know why we did, when it was clearly like a weird variant of actual Pokemon.
I think this is it. It looks a little bit different. Like, it's not the exact same thing, but this is more or less what I dealt with.
Nice. Nice.
I also don't know who my character is on this map, but I'm wandering around, and like none of the people are moving. And it hasn't given me any wild Pokemon yet.
Yep. Back in the day, that was the shit. For some reason, because kids are dumb, I guess. But yeah, it was interesting.
I'm in a battle. Hang on, is this what I think it is?
Is it?
This looks like it looks like a like they essentially upgraded it, but this looks like what I've dealt with before. Does it have metallic Pokemon? That's the thing. If it does, then that's it. This is the thing. It's a little different looking, but it's the thing. Search offline trains. Maybe that'll show me what I'm looking for. Golden Deoxys,
Yeah.
a Void Rhyhorn, an Alice Snort. What the fuck? A Crystal Kricketot, Sakura Kricketot. Okay.
Oh, they've gone hog wild.
Yeah, this is pretty much the idea. Blue Orb Pikachu. What? Toxic Ponyta. What the hell?
Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Yeah, we really got hung up on this thing as kids.
This is more or less the same basic concept of what I did before.
Nice. Nice. I wonder if Toxic Ponyta will ever make it into Smash.
No.
Okay. Okay. I wonder if regular Ponyta will. So Gen 4 was kind of your reintroduction, and Gen 3 was really where I first jumped in officially with everything going on in the gaming subsect of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty interesting, and we, funnily enough, had similar enough earlier years with Pokemon because of stuff like Pokemon Creator Battle Arena.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Um, Funnily enough, I mean, I never knew that about you with your origin story.
I don't tell.
So
I
that's
don't
pretty
really.
interesting.
A lot of my younger days stuff as a kid, I don't like telling people because you're a kid, you do stupid shit, and unlike some people out there, I don't like having my stupid shit out there for everyone to know.
Of course,
It's none of their
of course.
goddamn business. But something
Yeah.
like this, I don't mind really talking about. I just don't talk about it much. There's no reason to. I don't have a reason to
No,
bring this
no.
up unless we're talking about our origins of
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, I was just gonna say with your like limited first steps into the world of Pokemon because of the ban. I mean, that explains it in one way. Like you just went like batshit when you got back into it because you're like, hell yeah, we're back into it. I was like, you're so passionate and knowledgeable about Pokemon.
Yep.
I was like, this guy has had to have just played it from the very beginning and just
Technically
gone all the
true.
way through. Yeah, but just in kind of reverse retrospect where
Mm-hmm.
you had to go back through the series. So that is sip of water. Interesting. And I don't know. I guess we'll just keep this going, and I'll just kind of go into more of those next few years after the origin started for me.
All right.
So, Pokemon Sapphire, right? Pretty accessible game to finally get into the series with.
Actually,
Certainly, yeah.
hey, let me turn this back a little. Think this might be interesting. First of all, did you ever play either the original Gen ones and Gen 1 or 2?
I did play Gen 1 when it came out on the 3DS Virtual Console.
Fair enough. Okay, well, why don't we
Hmm.
talk about going from gen to gen, our
Okay.
experience with each of them, both in and out of
Okay.
the games. I think that might be fun.
Sure.
All right.
Sure. Yeah.
So I already talked a little bit about my Gen 1 experience, how I picked Squirtle on red and Charmander on blue. I don't remember which version I wanted putting more time into. I don't even remember like what Pokemon I really used outside of Pidgeot. I fucking love Pidgeot. Pidgeot's awesome. Fearow, fuck off. I don't give a shit about Fearow. But I never ended up beating the original Gen 1 games, not even Yellow when I got that one, partly because of the ban, but also I got to Victory Road, and my little kid mind could not figure out Victory Road's puzzle. I couldn't do it. I never made it out of Victory Road. But you know what I did do? I found
No.
Moltres, and I battled Moltres, and I captured Moltres with a regular, generic Pokeball. Not a Great Ball, not an Ultra Ball, and certainly not a Master Ball, but a Pokeball. And that is my Gen 1 claim to fame.
Oh, buddy bear. That is no, and you're especially that young, but I think in general too, that's kind of a feat. So nice. I don't really have a whole lot of Gen 1 gaming feats myself. I just jumped into it one day when they were released on the Virtual Console on 3DS. Rip Virtual Console, by the way, one of the
Yeah,
most glaring assets of the Switch that is just not really there.
it's true.
NSO does not count. Does not count, especially since we can't own the games. But so my Pokemon experience with Gen 1. So I don't remember off the top of my head
Mm-hmm.
when it was released on 3DS. I think it was like 2014. Yep. So, it was kind of along the lines of just downloading Pokemon Yellow. Because around that time I already had my little Pikachu plushie. Pikachu had pervaded my life a long time before I played Pikachu's game.
Right.
Um, the blanket called to me after it was burnt down to a crisp, and its spirit like called out for me to download Pokemon Yellow. So, Pokemon Yellow. Here's my very limited experience with that game. I download it, I play it for a few minutes. I'm like, this is very cute. Also, the menu sucks.
Yes. Oh my god. Every, it's what's funny to me. This is gonna be a brief little rant from my side. Ha, me brief rants, please.
Yeah.
People that say, "Oh, Gen 1 is best gen," it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Gen 1 is fucking horrible. Now, if you want to say Kanto's your favorite region, or if you're talking about like the remakes, Fire Red, you think Fire Red is the best. All right, I'll give you that's part of the argument. Gen 1 and to an extension Gen 2 suck. They're broken as hell. The menuing is horrible. I can have 4 Pokemon to a box and have to save when I switch boxes. My item inventory. You got like 20 items in your inventory, period. And if you have more than that, sell it, discard it, or put it in your PC, which also has limited space. I get that there were severe hardware limitations and Pokemon almost didn't happen, especially Gen 2, because there was just not enough room. But, god damn, guys, come on. Take off your rose tinted glasses and see Gen 1 what it was. I give it respect for starting the whole thing, and we wouldn't have the future generations without it. But Gen 1 sucks ass.
Yeah, and that's why I did not put in the time to go and beat Pokemon Yellow, because at the time I had already played Fire Red and Leaf Green, and those were much better experiences given quality of life upgrades where you can fully experience Kanto and all the Pokemon there without having to deal with the hassle of the hardware limitations. So Gen 1 for me was pretty short-lived as far as the actual red, blue, yellow, green, I guess, go.
Right.
Played some really weird Pokemon hacks though over the years that involve those.
Nice.
And that could be a whole other episode. I remember there was one where there were like your Pokedex was a cell phone, and the Pokemon could die in your party, and like the trainer had a gun. It was weird, and it kind of creeped me out as a kid.
You know what? I saw a streamer recently on Twitch that was talking about how they don't make Pokemon's like they used to, because he remember when as a kid where they had a gun. It's like, and I'm thinking to myself watching this guy, it's like, what are you talking about? Pokemon has never had guns. Maybe he played that hack and didn't realize it was a fake game.
Probably. I mean, they're rampant online. They even sell all those physical cartridges on Etsy or eBay or whatever too.
Mm.
So, yeah, and if you go down that rabbit hole, it's kind of a strange time to say the least.
Really is.
Yeah.
Did you ever experience
So,
Gen 2 at all?
Gen 2, I mean, I think I ultimately downloaded Pokemon Crystal and never got to playing it. I did have Heart Gold though.
Well, that's Gen 4.
Yeah, technically speaking, right? It's a remake of Gen 2, but it doesn't really count, which is why
No. It
I would
uses
just have
Gen
it
4
there.
mechanics and has Gen 4 Pokemon, so it's Gen 4.
Yeah.
For me, Gen 2, like I said before, I skipped it as a kid because banned. But then on the 3DS, they added Silver and Gold and Crystal to it. And I bought Silver because we didn't know if Crystal was going to come around, so I just got Silver just to have one of them. And I thought to my foolish self, I'm going to Nuzlocke this one. No.
Nice.
Don't do that. The old gens, you also don't do that because there's just no. The problem with Nuzlocke in the older games is the Pokemon the first of all, the system and the math and how it all calculates together is whack. Critical that's being based off of your speed in Gen 1 is fucking craziness. But also, most Pokemon don't learn good moves. And if you get stuck with a really shit one, you're fucked. Your money is limited, so your TMs are limited. It's just a mess. I ended up giving up the Silver Run. I think around... it was either Ecruteak City or Olivine City. Somewhere in that region is when I just flat out gave up. It's like, no, I'm done. Forget this. I'm probably never going to go back to it. If I ever go back to Gen 2, it's just going to be to Crystal, and I'll play Crystal, and probably not even do the Kanto part, because, God. I did a Let's Play of Soul Silver last year, and god damn, it's just, Soul Silver is so fucking long with the Kanto stuff. Cool that it's there. Way too long. God damn. I don't think I'd want to do that again.
Right. Oh, wasn't it Satoru Iwata who was the one who was able to program Kanto into Gen 2?
Well,
and
he didn't program it. He compressed the data so that it would fit.
Oh, right.
And even then, because originally, if he hadn't been able to do that, I've seen screenshots of this, but the original plan was that they were just it was going to be like the size of Kanto. The entire region of Kanto was going to be the size of a single city in Gen 2. That's how they were going to have to get around it, because there was not space in the cartridge. And Iwata, thank God, saved the day.
Nice.
Otherwise, I mean, what would honestly have been the point of going to Kanto? If it was just a single fucking thing.
Nothing, especially when Kanto exists on Red, Blue, and Yellow on the same system. So...
Well, yes and no. Technically speaking, the original Pokemon games were released on the original Game Boy, and the Gen 2 was released on Game Boy Color. You can play the original games on Game Boy Color, and in some cases, I don't remember which one it is. I know the Future City Gym. You can see the invisible walls in one of the two versions, either on the classic Game Boy or on the Color. You can actually see the walls. I don't remember which one is which, but I know you can do that.
That's right. I think it was the Game Boy version. Now that you mention
it.
Speaking of Nuzlocke, how's your Nuzlocke? Just hop, skipping, and jumping really quick. How's your Nuzlocke of Gen 8 going?
That died. I got bored.
Died?
I got bored. That's what happens a lot of times. What if I do a Nuzlocke? I'll just get bored of it, and I stop. There's only been maybe only twice. No, a small handful of times when I've actually completed a Nuzlocke all the way through, and I didn't get bored of it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That can be pretty challenging.
Yeah.
And just
I think the coolest way to do one, like if you're gonna do a Nuzlocke, the best way to keep yourself motivated is to either like record yourself playing it within a video, or write a big story about it that you can send to people, or make a comic out of it. Well, I was doing like a small minimalist kind of thing. I mean, like an actual fanfic type deal of your Nuzlocke story. Like either doing that or making like a comic out of it. Like that's pretty much how I got into Nuzlocke, was people were being good as comics. The original was done by, well, I mean, I don't remember his name, but like the original one, it was just called Pokemon Hard Mode, and Nuzleaf was a prominent character, so they became Nuzlocks. Oh yeah, and also like the Nuzleaf had the face of Locke from Lost, which is why they were called Nuzlocks after that. But Kainem on DeviantArt did two really good Nuzlocks that I loved reading. She did one of, I think it was Pearl. It was one of the Gen 4 games. And then she also did one of the Gen 5 games, where the Gen 5 pro tag was the daughter of her Gen 4 pro tag, which was really cool to see. The art got a lot better in her Gen 5 Nuzlocke comic than her Gen 4.
Sweet. If only either of us were talented enough to go full on into comic creation. But for me,
so bad. I had ideas once where I was going to have a character that is getting hopped between these different Pokemon worlds because of Arceus. And it's like, oh, the world's worth being threatened, so I'm going to have you go here. It's like, okay, can I go home now? Nope, now you got to go here. Fine. Can I go home now? No. Alright. I don't remember the exact path and order I was going to do, but eventually it was going to end.
Nice.
I think
that would have been something.
I think that was back when Gen 6 was the newest generation.
Oh, that's pretty cool. back. That was quite a while ago, or not too long, but that reminded me. Just to sidestep really quickly too. All of this talk of just back in the day stuff, Gen 1, Gen 2, whatever. Uh, our realization of the Pokemon website that we both apparently used.
Yeah. Well, I used a few that were all the same kind of concept.
Yeah. Yeah. And then going back into the potential for fan fiction. Do you recall like when you were probably maybe 9 or 10 years old, there was a fan site for Yoshi called the Yoshi fan site.
No.
And you could post collaborative fiction on there.
No. I never was on this.
Yep. And Jose and I had injected ourselves into the message board and as ourselves and contributed to a community fan fiction about like the lives of Yoshis on Yoshi's Island. At some point we like got together and had like Yoshi's a boxing Island? Match against a giant Yoshi. Yep.
Yoshi's Island. Yep. It's upside down,
yep.
but it's Yoshi's Island.
Oh, the painting.
Yeah, it's right there.
There's Yoshi's Island.
Year and a half,
nice.
But I still have not put it up because I don't decorate. If you can tell by my blank ass walls, I don't decorate. I should, but I don't.
I should have someone coming over,
with, but I don't.
Mm-hmm. Go get someone from like DoorDash to go and come in and put it up.
No.
Be like, hey man, you want a tip?
No.
If they bring you your food this time, that is. Okay. So I guess we just keep the train rolling, huh?
Yeah.
Gen 3 is kind of where we're at now.
Yep.
So what's Gen 3 like for you?
Well, as I said before, Gen 3 was my reintroduction to the franchise where I picked back up. I got Fire Red, I got Ruby, I got Emerald. All of them were... Actually, no, Fire Red was not used, but my Ruby and Emerald copies were both used, and I got them from GameStop. On one of the two of them, some guy had multiple Rayquazas, so cheater.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you did. You're a cheater. I just erased his files. Like, no, I'm gonna play the game. I played both Ruby and Emerald to like see the differences. I mean, of course. I really love the third version test that they started to do with technically Gen 1 green. No, blue. Blue was the third version technically.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, or was it green? I don't remember. Anyways, there's always been a third version for most of the generations, and they're typically considered the definitive edition, more or less. So I really liked Emerald because it had both Kyogre and Groudon doing their fight, and it looked a lot better in that game. We were able to get Rayquaza, that was cool. I don't really remember much about my particular experiences with Gen 3 other than it's my reintroduction. I know that I did not like in Fire Red and Leaf Green, where it's like, oh hey, so you got trying to think of a good example here. You got a Scyther. That's cool. Scyther evolves into Caesar, except not in this game. Because we're remaking Gen 1, and we're saying you're not allowed to evolve your Pokemon into the forms that they get in Gen 2 or 3 until you beat the game and you get the National Dex, which you have to do all this extra bullshit first with the Sevi Islands, and then you can do that, and now you can evolve your Scyther. It's like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad that they didn't do that again when the remakes of Gen 2 and Gen 3. Because fuck that shit. That was so dumb.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was fine with Gen 3. I didn't really have any issues beyond
that. No,
of
course. Of course.
I do find it
so
very
Gen
hard
3.
to go back to any game that's Gen 3 or older, though. Because of what Gen 4 did with the battle system. And how they did the special and physical split. I find it very hard to go back to Gen 3. Even though I've had to do it now because of a Let's Play I did of Leaf Green. So that was interesting.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, Gen 3 was a renaissance for me when I realized that, hey, we can play as Pokemon in Pokemon games and not just in Smash Brothers.
Yes. Oh, that reminds me.
Mm-hmm.
I encountered Smash during the ban. I played a little bit of 64 at It's kind of like a babysitter kind of place where like people dropped off their kids there. It wasn't just like an actual babysitter came to your house. It was more like a place where they had a whole bunch of people working. I don't know if there's a separate name for it, but they had Smash 64, and I played some of that. But I went to a friend of mine's house for one year or one day, one night, and he had Melee, and we played the hell out of Melee. And he used Mewtwo a lot. I actually liked Mr. Game and Watch a lot when I was introduced to it. And when I wanted to get Melee for my house, part of my pitch to my parents was like, I know it has Pokemon in it, and we're not supposed to do Pokemon, but I'm not going to play with them. I'm only going to fight against them. That was part of my pitch for getting the game. And for the most part, I didn't play as the Pokemon characters unless I had to use them to unlock something, in which case I turned down the volume and I just played the game. And I felt guilty about it because I was a stupid child.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that.
Good old. Stupid children.
Good old.
Don't you love
it? Yeah. Melee is probably the best part of Gen 2. So there's that. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Melee was released in between Gen 2. I was trying to remember if Gen 3 was first or not. But no, nope. Gen 3 and 4 came out between Melee and Brawl, which is what kind of screwed over Blaziken. If Gen 4 hadn't been out by then, I'm pretty sure Blaziken would have been in Smash instead of Lucario.
Yep. Maybe it would have been a third Captain Falcon.
Or maybe we would have gotten the Gen 3 Pokemon Trainer instead of regular Pokemon Trainer.
That could have been interesting.
Had, like, Blaziken, Trico, and Marshtomp.
Yeah. And then everybody would be pissed that Mudkip didn't make it in for reasons.
Mudkip sucks. Fuck the memes. Mudkip is the worst Gen 3 starter. Come on now.
I don't disagree. Also, it's the generation of 7.8 too much water. So there's also that.
No. 7.8 out of 10 too much water? That's the remakes.
Oh.
That's the remakes when they did that joke. Well, the fans turned it into a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, games journalism, full of a lot of legit critics.
Honestly, I will say that games journalism is a tough business because you have to play.
Of course,
you have to play this game. You have to get the review out by this date, and if you don't play enough of the game by then you can only write so much. At the same time, not everybody's going to like every type of game or be good at every type of game. So, if somebody's like, "Hey, you gave me this game to review. You gave me the newest Call of Duty. I suck at FPS games. I'm not going to get very far. I'm not going to give this a very good review." So I kind of get it from that respect. But in that case, to me, it falls upon the people assigning the reviews and like, you do this game. It's like, but I don't play this. Like, do it anyways. Like, that's a problem. And also, maybe don't be an arrogant asshole, IGN, about the reviews that you send out.
Oh yeah.
And when players respond to them in a negative manner, maybe don't be a dick. Such as the Generation 8 review, where it's like, the comments on this review are not the place to address criticisms. Like, where the fuck do we address it then? This is the perfect place to address criticism about your review about this game that we are having criticism about. What the hell? I'm not sure, but I think it might have been the same person that did 7.8 out of 10. I don't know for sure. I'm not confident on that, but it might have been. I know both of them were IGN. I know that.
Yeah, and if they were to assign that person to another review, like, why would they do that to begin with? That is interesting.
It's like the old saying goes, you can't spell ignorant without IGN.
You know what? That is true. Anywho, Gen 3 for me was a Renaissance era for Pokemon. To this day, as far as like mainline Pokemon games go, playing the actual flagship generation titles, Sapphire and Ruby and Emerald still stick in my mind quite a bit, and it's just because of those I don't know, days being engrossed with it. I think that as you grow older, not necessarily for me, and it's for me anyway. As I grow older, it becomes harder to be impressed by games in the same way that we were as kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, and grasping that feeling.
Like we're also just
Um,
more aware of what's not good. We can't be
mhm.
fooled as easily anymore.
Yeah, 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 that's true. Some of the games that I liked as a kid. First of all, I thought Yoshi's Story was like the best Yoshi game. I played like Eminem's Mini Madness on the Game Boy Color,
We
unironically.
had that too.
What, you too?
Yeah.
Nice. One of the composers for Shovel Knight composed on that game. Uh, and then there was I oh yeah, Hot Wheels Turbo Racing was pretty bad too. Um, oh, that reminds me. I wanted Hey You Pikachu really badly during
Mm-hmm.
the whole Nintendo 64 era. The commercials came out for that, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
I
You
have
can,
I have not
yeah.
owned very many of the Pokemon spin-off games. The only one that I can
Hmm.
actually, I think I've only ever owned one. Well, that's not necessarily true. Uh, it wasn't until Pokemon Ranger that I owned a spin-off game, and I only got it because you could get a Manaphy egg in that game and transfer to Gen 4 if you beat the game. I did not.
Nice, nice.
But like the only other spin-offs I
Yeah.
got were like the Rumble series, I think,
Hmm.
and then like Coliseum. I got Coliseum. I don't think I got any of
Yeah.
the other spin-offs. I'm like some of the WiiWare type shit, like my Pokemon Ranch. Okay, yeah, I had that. But is that a game? No. It was the first version of Pokemon Bank. Let's be real
Hmm.
here.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but I don't know. I really wanted Hey You Pikachu as a kid. Like, screw Pokemon Snap or Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Puzzle League. Here's Hey You Pikachu. Clearly the best quality game out of all of them.
You mean the
Uh,
most panned Pokemon game of all time?
yeah. Was it that or was it like or was it Pokemon Dash, I wonder?
I think it was Hey You Pikachu.
Nice.
I'm
Well,
actually
yeah,
not aware
there
of
was
what
no
Pokemon
way.
Dash is. I'm not sure what that is.
It's that one where you guided Pikachu with the stylus that was like a DS launch title.
I don't
Yep.
know. I don't know.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it was just like a tech demo. I had that and Yoshi Touch and Go like right at the start of the DS life. Um, we were desperate back then for games.
Yeah.
Anywho, as often happens at the start of a console's life cycle, um, yeah, Hey You Pikachu. I really wanted that as a kid. We went to my mom at Toys R Us and we looked for it everywhere in the video game department, couldn't find it. And we asked the clerk. They said it was not in stock. And so what do I do as a 7 or 8
You
year
throw a
old kid?
fit.
Of course, I cried.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't even necessarily throw a fit. I just started quietly sobbing in the middle of the store about it not being there.
The worst
And then
Pokemon of all time, and you cry because you couldn't have it.
hmm and I never did get it either. We never found it. It
That's the
wasn't until
best.
Pokemon Channel came out on the GameCube I can play a game like that. And I was engrossed with it as a kid. I was like,
And you could
this
get
is
your
the
free
best.
Jirachi.
That was also true, yes. um,
The only
but
reason
my mom
anybody
also,
with a brain bought that game.
well, I didn't buy that game, my parents did. um, my parents also bought me Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer that day instead of Hey You Pikachu, which incidentally was a far superior game
Oh yeah,
and is still good to this day. Um, but funnily
it's
enough,
on
I
the
was hung
Switch
up on
now.
Hey You Pikachu. It is on the Switch now.
I have a video of
Some
it on
people say
Slickstar
it's
Gaming.
nice. Some people say it's a little easier than they remember or shorter
Yep,
than they remember. But
it's definitely
either
easier
way,
than I
I mean,
remember.
I would like to go back into that world too. One of these days, when Nintendo re-releases Hey You Pikachu, we'll talk about getting Pod Racer on my Switch too.
No, it's gonna
Just
be
kidding.
Hey You New Pikachu because they like adding new to the start of fucking everything. New Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, yeah. The only bad thing about a Pokemon Snap sequel is that it's called New Pokemon Snap.
It's true. Well,
Like, what's
that's
up with
the only
that?
thing bad so far.
Yeah. Yeah,
I have
it is kind of
so
fun.
very little faith in Game Freak these days. I could just easily see them screwing it up.
Hmm. No, as could I. I mean, the graphical output is far superior to Gen 8, so there's that. It's kind
The
of funny.
trees look better than Gen 8's trees. Oh,
Hmm.
why?
Hmm.
God.
Because Game Freak is a company who almost launders money from all of their blind constituents. Nowadays, at least.
I mean,
Anyway.
admittedly, part of it's fault of the Pokemon Company and their deadlines, but like,
Oh, yeah.
could you at least not try and bullshit us, Game Freak? Listen, we're not all 8 years old anymore. We know.
No.
You can
Hmm.
be real with
Hmm.
us. The more real
Hmm.
you are with us, the less we'll bullshit you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, we'll get to more of Gen 8 when we get to it, I'm sure, and that'll be a fun conversation. But no, just to wrap up Gen 3, that was like when we got into the Pokemon Creator Grab 2, um, Fire Red, Leaf Green at the time. I didn't think a whole lot of the weird evolution blocks or anything, but yeah, that is bullshit in hindsight. Um, I mostly focused on like the new generation, not the remakes. So I don't know. Everything about it was like, wow, I am actually a Pokemon trainer. This is some great stuff. Here I am. So this was, I think it was released what, 2003. So Sapphire and Ruby. That was before my house burnt down, which was in August of 2004. So, funnily enough, first of all, I should say that I had one beloved Pokemon that was more beloved than all of the rest.
Ah, yes.
Yes, Pelly, the Pelipper. So I got up to level 100. We soared through Victory Road and became champions together.
When you
And
told me one day that your favorite Pokemon was Pelipper, I was surprised as I was like, that was not that there's anything wrong with Pelipper, but that was
mm-hmm,
not
mm-hmm,
an answer I was
mm-hmm.
expecting. I don't know exactly what I would have expected, but not Pelipper. It's like I know every Pokemon has their fans, and every
Mm-hmm,
Pokemon is
mm-hmm.
somebody's favorite, except for maybe Simisear. But Pelipper caught me by surprise. Like, what? You like
Yep.
Pelipper the best
Mm-hmm,
over like all these other
mm-hmm.
cool ones like Cubone and Blaziken and Cubone and Blaziken and Gengar? It's like Pelipper? What? Okay. Alrighty then. Fuck. Sure.
Yeah, one of the
It's better
Pokemon
than
that's most
Sudowoodo?
like a real
No.
animal.
I mean, I'm thinking that might be Rattata or Seal
Yeah, yeah.
or
Pelipper's up there though.
Poochyena.
Mm-hmm.
Persian, maybe?
Oh man. Oh man. But yeah, so yeah, Pelly and I ruled the world together, and I don't know. I had a childhood affection for pelicans and just kind of went from there. But so um, my house burnt down the day that that happened. Okay, so this was like fifth grade. I had a couple years with uh, my Pokemon games before they, yeah. So what had happened was out of the blue, I was being driven to school that morning. I was in fifth grade, I think, and my that we had a policy on school playground, no video games.
Boo!
And I was thinking, yeah, yeah, exactly. And I was thinking I was going to be bad that day and bring my Game Boy Advance with me with my Pokemon games and everything else. I had this baggie, like kind of like a little lunch pail that I kept all of my games in, and I was just going to shove it in my backpack and call it a day and play it on the playground anyway. But, but, so at the last second, morals took over, and I left my game bag in the car. So on that day, there was a water heater fire, and the water heater's in the garage where the van was. The van blew up after being ignited by the water heater fire, and by the time the fire was contained, the van was nothing more but a shell. Like the framework was very raggedy, and that's all that remained of the van. So the game Pelly was incinerated, turned into dust. And Jose, being the close friend that he was, came up to me that day and he put his hand on my shoulder and was crying. And he said to me, Pelly died.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not.
Oh boy. Maybe you could wear Pelly's skull on your head?
Yeah. Yeah, I wish. That would have been a comfort at the time. Unfortunately, I only had my own tears. Oh, man. So, we quickly rebuilt. Like, there was home insurance. That was fine. We eventually got the claims on everything. I got a Game Boy Advance, like, the day after the fire just so I could be entertained. And it was an NES version Game Boy Advance SP, which was pretty cool, and I still have that. So then we got to resurrect Pelly, or actually more so just clone Pelly, and turn it into. And I just played the entire game again, so that way I can have a perfect clone of that Pelipper, basically.
Was
Which
he
is kind of
bigger,
macabre
better,
in
stronger,
hindsight.
faster?
Bigger, better, and faster, to stronger too. Is the first member of the Pelly crew. Then Fire Red and Leaf Green. I mean, it was more of the same. It was playground era stuff, and so I just was a continuation. I think eventually I transferred Pelly over there and just used Pelly in those games. Um, and Pokemon Emerald too. That was kind of a revelation at the time. It was Sapphire and Ruby, but better, and it had Rayquaza, as you said.
Yeah, I was.
So I played the heck out of the Battle Tower and all those areas, and that was about that. That was about that. Really, it was. And during that era too, I mean, it was GameCube era as well. I had Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Channel, and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Outside of the name Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, XD being whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was really weird.
Yeah, I thought that those were great games. Maybe in hindsight, like Pokemon Coliseum was pretty tough too for starting out with just an Umbreon and an Espeon. But I appreciated like the grittier take that those series took with the whole Shadow Pokemon thing and the underground organizations making it all happen. And Mirror B was someone that I thought should be playable in Smash just because of his afro. And also Ludicolo, of course.
I
And
I do have recently gained an affinity for Ludicolo in the last few years, but not because of Coliseum. I actually misspoke earlier. Coliseum's not a spin-off I own. I actually meant Battle Revolution on the Wii, which was
I'm sorry. Mm-hmm.
It was it was essentially the new stadium, and it was not great.
No, no. The Pokemon Rumble, Pokemon Ranch. I've had all those too. Yeah.
The Rumble games are pretty
Good
cool. I like
times.
them.
Yeah, they are. They are. I do like that. I think one of the only I like eventually, like post Gen 4. I think Gen 5 was where I started to start faltering in my interest towards mainline Pokemon for whatever reason. Part of it is just, it is there's a lot of sameness between the baseline standard what you're doing between each of the games, which has become more of an issue now with Gen 8 than probably ever. Yeah, but I wish that I would have played Sun and Moon at least, but I just kind of didn't for whatever reason. Yeah, but I mean, I've kept up like Gen 4, but that's not really my turn yet. So how about you, Gen 4, this
So
and that?
Gen
It's
4,
kind of your renaissance.
Yeah, Gen 4 would have been my renaissance. When I got back into the franchise, everything was shiny and new. Like, yeah, I played Gen 3 before them, but Gen 4 was the first time I was actually getting to experience it alongside everybody else, which was fucking awesome.
Mhm.
I love the Sinnoh region. The story was I actually really like Team Galactic despite their haircuts. Ooh, yikes. Only made worse by Team Flare's haircuts. Ooh, not
Mm-hmm.
great. But I really enjoyed that generation. I had Pearl. That was the version I bought. Then I later got Platinum as well. And you know those if you got if you pre-ordered them, I think it was, or if you got them early enough, you get that little like figurine that came with it. At least they did that for Platinum, and then they did it for Hard Gold and Soul Silver as well. I don't think they did it for Pearl and Platinum, or Pearl and Diamond, I mean. But I had that little figure of Giratina. I still have it. It's actually in a box in the living room right now with all my amiibos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and
I remember.
And then I have right here the Ho-Oh from
Nice.
Hard Gold. If I thought about it, I would have grabbed the Giratina before we started this, but I didn't think about it. But I had Ho-Oh here on my desk. So I've had that here, so that's always pretty cool. And that's when I got to play through Johto for the first time, was in Gen 4, which is really nice. Kanto was, again, long. Very long. And, like, great, I mean, yeah, you're going through a whole region, so of course it's going to be long. But it felt like a slog because there was nothing happening. There's no story to Kanto. Like, there was a little bit of something going on in Cerulean City, where I had to track down Misty, and then there was that one rocket dude that was wanting to plant a bomb or something. I don't remember what he was doing. And he wasn't planning a bomb, but he was doing something. He buried something that you had to go get. But then there was really nothing else anywhere else in Kanto besides, Koga got replaced by his daughter Janine because he's part of the Elite Four now. And Cinnabar Island blew up in between games. So now Blaine is doing his gen out of the Seafoam Islands because you can't do shit in Cinnabar, which honestly I hate. I really hate that happened. That's part of the limitations that they had for the original Golden Silver. They had to melt some of the maps down, and so they just had Cinnabar blow up because it was easier that way, which I get it. But I was really hoping that they would change that the remakes, but oh well. If we ever see Kanto again, and I'm hoping this is like further down the timeline, please fix Cinnabar. Please fix Cinnabar and have that building that Machop is building in Vermilion City. Let him finish this goddamn building. For fuck's sake. It's been 20 years. Christ.
Yep.
But, I mean, that's pretty much... I mean, I don't really have much else to say about Gen 4 beyond that. Cynthia is still, to this day, the hardest gym leader that I can recall facing. My god. Cynthia. It's fucking bullshit. Challenging fight. Also, actually, no. There's one more thing I want to say about Sinnoh real quick. Something that really pissed me off. All right, so we got this member of the Elite Four here. His name was Flint. He uses Fire type Pokemon, but there's only 2 Fire type Pokemon families in Pearl and Diamond. And they added like 1 or 2 more in Platinum. It's like, so you get the choice of Rapidash and Infernape. And we have a Fire type Elite Four member? And he uses a Drifblim? What? And like, then Platinum added, well, I mean, Eevee Flareon might have already been in the game. Actually, no, they would have had to be in the game because Glaceon. But it's not like a Fire family. And then they added, I guess Magby was there too, but that wasn't until post-game. I mean, like, pre-Elite Four, those your only 2 options were Rapidash and Infernape, pretty much. I was like, great. Awesome. No. That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah. Gen 4 from me. I don't know why I don't necessarily remember as much of it as I do with... Well, I guess it was because it was around the time that my family was moving a lot. We were in Arizona for the first time. So I didn't have as much access to, like, the... like, playground connection kind of deal that made Gen 3 a big deal for me. So Gen 4 was not as interconnected. Of course, it's around the time we started on Mercurius. So there was like the speculation of, oh yeah, clearly Lucario's going to be in. And I think I was one of the people that was like, why don't we get Munchlax instead?
I mean, to your credit, Munchlax was promoted in the movies before Gen 4's release. So
that's true.
It's not the worst take in the world. Now, if you had said Chingling, what?
Rotom should be playable in Smash, but that's a whole other story.
Stunk. Drapion.
Yeah. I thought that Weasel would be playable as well.
Weasel is so cool. Weasel is one of my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon. Gen 4, a lot of people hate on the designs of Gen 4, but I really love Gen 4's designs. Weasel is awesome. Darkrai is really cool. Infernape, Torterra. It took me a while, but I've softened up on my initial hate for Empoleon. Prinplup still sucks, though. My god, Prinplup is bad. Electivire, super cool. Gliscor, my god, Gliscor.
Yeah, yeah. I can't
Rotom.
remember the yeah, Rotom, of course. What is the parrot that's a
Chatot.
music note?
Chatot.
Yeah, Chatot.
And
I
like
like
in that
Chatot a
game,
lot
like
as
whenever
well.
you use its move chatter, you could have it. You could have the game record you saying something, and whenever it used move chatter, it would play that recording.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
I remember I remember that because we visited my hometown and I had Jose's little brother talking to the speaker. And so Chatot would its kind of call would be Aaron going, "Hello." So there's that.
Nope. That's nope right there.
Hello.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Yeah, yeah, and I thought the legendaries were all really cool that
Also,
generation as
fuck
well.
Mindy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is a subreddit called Fuck Mindy because there's this one NPC in the game that she asks for certain Pokemon that to trade, and then she'll trade you a Haunter. And as you know, Haunters they only evolve when you trade them. So you're thinking, oh man, you're gonna give me a Haunter, but it's gonna evolve into a Gengar. Then I'll have a Gengar, which is great for me because I don't have friends I can trade with. The Haunter's holding an Everstone, so it doesn't evolve.
Oh yeah.
Fuck
Oh yeah.
Mindy.
I had to look that up.
Fuck Mindy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
What a yeah. What a twist. Incredible. I
Yep.
forgot all about that. I had to look it up on Reddit really quick. Don't mind me. I'm taking a woolen sock off. You want to see it?
No. No, no, out of the
Oh,
camera. No, dude.
it's just green.
No. No one
Yeah,
wants to see your ratty
yeah.
ass socks. Get back on topic.
They're brand new actually.
Gen 4, your
Yeah,
thoughts when you
$20.
played it. Go.
Oh, we were already talking about that.
Well, did you have anything else to say?
Did I have anything else to say? No, not really. I was really pleased by the variety of Pokemon. I enjoyed most of the designs. I chose
It has
a
the two best evolutions, Glaceon and Leafeon.
yep, yep. And I did do I was a Torterra kind of guy that generation. I like that giant bonsai tree on its back, which I still think is cool.
It is cool.
What were you, an Infernape guy?
Yeah, I was Infernape. Part of the reason why I
Nice.
picked Infernape though is because I knew that like I always like having Pokemon of different types on my main team, so I have a best
Mm-hmm.
spread as possible. And it's just smart to have a fire, grass, and a water type because that's three
Mm-hmm.
big areas right there. And I knew that because I was following information at the time. So like, well, I don't want a Rapidash, so I kind of had to pick Infernape if I want a fire type Pokemon. So I picked Infernape. He's probably still my favorite of them. He's very Journey to the West inspired with his design, which, as you know, I'm a fan of. But
Mm-hmm.
Torterra is also really damn good. It's very close between the two of them. They are both top tier starter designs. Love them both.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Empoleon, bit of a dip, but he's okay.
Yeah, Empoleon's all right. I will also say that, since Smash has come up a few times or Smash Podcast, I did really like the representation of Lucario in Brawl and Spear Pillar too.
I'm
I
not
thought what
opposed to Lucario in
hmm
Smash. I do think in general Lucario is overrated. Like, can we please
yeah,
get a fighting type Pokemon that's not Lucario that can be hyped up? I'm
yeah.
surprised we didn't get Gigantamax Lucario in Gen 8. Like,
hmm
why is he
What
the
about it?
poster boy for Mega Evolution in Gen 6 alongside also overrated Charizard?
hmm
Not that Charizard is
hmm
bad, but I'm sick of him. I'm goddamn sick of him.
Yeah,
Let somebody else
yeah.
get some goddamn love. Where's
hmm
Feraligatr? Give me the Feraligatr Mega. Or Giganta. Whatever the hell.
Where's Tepig?
Tepig himself is okay. His evolutions. Not good. He.
No.
Tepig's line might be the second worst starter line for me.
Nice. What is the worst?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll
And
get there.
I have really nothing much more to say on Gen 4 though. Uh, other than what I was gonna say about Spirit Pillar. Just like how cool was it? At least at the time, I thought it was pretty cool that we finally had a Pokemon stage that wasn't just Pokemon Stadium 2. So that was cool. Kind of
Saffron City.
yeah, I know Saffron City was there too. but Spear Pillar kind of hit a little different.
I hear you. Also, Poke
So
Floats.
yeah,
But it was
yeah.
nice to have like a nice
Oh,
looking
rest in peace,
actual
Pokefloats.
location and not just a
Mm-hmm.
generic stadium. I do get you there. That
Mm-hmm.
said, Spear
Mm-hmm.
Pillar, I don't know if it's what I would have chosen. I don't think I would have
It's a very.
thought of Spear Pillar if I was designing stages for Smash. Probably would not have been
Mm-hmm.
on my radar. Mount Coronet might have been. Might have been.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't know what
Mm-hmm.
I would do as a Gen 4 stage besides maybe like the Distortion World. That's all really I
Oh
would
yeah.
have from Sinnoh. I guess you do
Right.
like the Iron Island maybe, or Heart Home City, and it could be like a Pokemon contest stage. That's actually an
Mm-hmm.
interesting idea. But
Yeah. Yeah. Gen
so
5, huh?
Gen 5, yes. So Gen 5, Gen 5, I struggled with when it came out. I was very displeased with Gen 5, which is very
Mm-hmm.
upsetting because, again, I was heavily involved in the internet scene at the time, keeping up on it. We saw the silhouettes of the starters, and people were trying to come up with what they might be, what they could look like. We saw what they were like before we ever got their official names, which is crazy.
Smugleaf.
Smugleaf. Yes, that's pretty much the internet called Snivy before we had an official name for him. Like he was Smugleaf because well, he's a grass type. He's got a leaf on his tail, and he looks smug as fuck. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, his evolutions were a little bit
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate. Not as bad as Step Eggs, but still not great. Oh,
Yeah.
overall, Gen 5 might have my overall least favorite set of starter evolutions, which
Yeah.
is sad. But Gen 5, I had problems with Gen 5. First of all, I hated the change to the experience system. I did not like it. I was very displeased by this because it made to me in my mind. Maybe this is untrue if you actually look at the numbers of it all, but to me, and I saw it as making it more difficult to grind, and that's something I
Mm-hmm.
do. Is like I was like, okay, well, I need to get stronger for this fight, so I need to grind, and because especially if you look at Johto, where it's like, hey, look, you're here at the 8th gym city. The surrounding areas, the Pokemon are level 35. Your Pokemon are level 40, 50, something in that range. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard to get experience against Pokemon 15 levels lower than you. And then Gen 5 is just like, hey, so instead of all Pikachu's giving X experience at X level, or you know what I mean, now it's going to be like, hey, here's Pikachu's base level experience, and it's a level this. If your Pokemon is 20 levels higher than it, then you're going to get reduced experience points.
Yeah.
No! Now, granted, you get more
Mm-hmm.
experience points if you're fighting a Pokemon stronger, but how often are you in the wilds grinding against Pokemon stronger than you?
Yeah.
Not often. So it was annoying to
Mm-hmm.
me. And I also, while people love the story in Pokemon Black and White, they say it's the most complex story of any Pokemon mainline game, I hated it. I hated it. I hated In. I hated Team Plasma. It to me just felt like they were trying to do a PETA storyline. That's what Team Plasma felt like. Now I know there's a twist to it later on in the game, but I gave up before I got to the point because I was so annoyed with their fucking assholeness. It's like In, no, you are not the little special child who can talk to Pokemon and tells everybody that you can't have Pokemon because Pokemon don't like being in confinement. Which, granted, okay, I'm not going to argue that point. But you can't just tell people, you have to get rid of your Pokemon. Who the fuck are you to tell me that? Fuck you, Ed. I don't like you, and I never will. You're
Mm-hmm.
you're better in the sequel. The sequel is much better. But God, fuck the original Black and White. I also did not like, and I don't remember whose idea this was, where they said like, you should have it so that they can't use any old Pokemon until the post game, like they're just not available.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I can kind of understand. It's like, hey, they wanted to try something different, but then they gave us Woobat as the new Zubat. They gave us Roggenrola as the new Geodude. They gave us Throat and Suck as the new Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. It's like, seriously,
Mm-hmm.
why? Now, granted, we're always
Mm-hmm.
going to get that regional burr. We're always going to get that regional rodent. We're always going to get the regional Pika clone. But did we need a new Zubat and a new Geodude? No. We also got a
No.
new Tentacool with Frillish. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just
Mm-hmm.
so fucking annoying to me. I did not like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it lost
Yeah.
that element of familiarity. and now it's just like completely foreign. It kind of felt like,
Might as well have been a fan game.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get to. Like, I've tried playing a few fan games before, and while I've had my own ideas for a new Pokemon and whatnot, most of the time I play a fan game and it's got its own unique Pokemon in it for their own new region. I hate most of the designs, and and the region is primarily popular with these new Pokemon, and less so old ones. So I just feel like I'm just playing with goo, and not Pokemon. It's just goo in a Pokemon game. It's like, no, don't like this. Did not like Gen 5. It was at when I put down Gen 5, the original one, at least a year passed before I picked it up, and I only picked it back up. Actually, no, I think I picked it up after Gen 6 started. I think it might have been like after I finished Pokemon or Generation 6, just so I could say I finally beat it. I beat Black 2 before I beat Black 1.
Wow.
I did not like Gen 5.
Yeah,
I am, though, strangely looking forward to whenever I get around to Let's Playing, because I'm going to do a Let's Play of each of the mainline games, and I've only done I've only done Leaf Green and Soul Silver so far. I'm looking forward to when I get to Gen 5, because I want to see like if my opinions on it change.
Right. Yeah, because it is for its shortcomings, it's still pretty much a regularly praised generation.
Yeah.
You and I both know a couple people who are like in love with it, like Jake.
Yeah.
But it was
Why do my friends always
interesting.
have the wrong opinion about everything? Why are they always so wrong?
I don't know, because they didn't say that Dwebby should be playable in Super Smash Bros.
Who?
Dwebby. Oh, I'm sorry. What's the name? Dwebble? Maybe?
Dwebble. The rock bug Pokemon that lives in a shell and it's like a little hermit crab?
Yeah.
Why would Dwebble be playable?
I don't know. It would be interesting, wouldn't it?
No.
No, I don't have a whole lot more to add to the discussion on Gen 5. It was the beginning of kind of my descent from mainline Pokemon games. I still played Pokemon Pokemon White and White 2 all the way through. I overall enjoyed the arc that they gave N, but of course it took going through 2 to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't find out the twist until the very end of the game, and by that point, I'm just so annoyed with it.
Yeah, precisely. But yeah, and it's interesting. It was an interesting time, for like technology too, because I think it was like, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it Gen 5 where they first had their like first big sprawling city in Pokemon where you could
I'm trying to
engage in
Castelia
that
City.
way. I can't
Castelia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that was cool.
It was slow to run through.
That too.
Gen 5 had some slowness issues. The battles were they felt really slow to me. I did not enjoy. Also, rip triple battles and rotation battles. They did not last.
I wonder why.
Because they sucked.
Yeah, they did. I wasn't a fan of those, and I remember that now you mention it. Gen 6, I guess. What are you thinking there?
I'm going to package Gen 6, 7, and 8 all kind of together here.
Me too.
This is pretty much what I call the 3D era. I played each of them. I have middling thoughts on them. I kind of feel like, especially with Gen 6, they kind of course corrected too hard from 5, where at the time people would express an intense dislike for Gen 5's story. And so Gen 6 was very minimalist in terms of its story, and the evil team is the most ridiculous we've ever had. Fucking Team Flare, goddamn guys. You make Team Galactic look like international geniuses. What the no, not Galactic. You make Ruby or Aqua and Magma look like they actually know what the fuck they're talking about, which is rough.
Yep.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how Gen 6 looked at first. It looks amazing. The 3D models for most Pokemon are good. God, Pyroar was dead on arrival for me. It's like, hey, here's a really cool fire-looking lion. You like lions, you like fire. Like, yes, this is true. Pyroar, however, his mane is just like plastic and it just sticks out. It doesn't move. It's like, why? This is bad. Female Pyroar looks way better, but male Pyroar looks like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Lysander, you know he's evil from the moment you first see him. Like, come on. Don't play this coy game. Mega Evolution was... I've softened up on it, but mostly my thoughts on Gen 6, 7, 8 are, you got some cool shit. This is also the gimmick era where every game has to have a fucking gimmick now. And it's completely unnecessary. But I think the games are okay, but I honestly don't think that Pokemon is on a good path through these generations. We were on a rising trend from 1, 2, 3, 4, even to 5. But 6, 7, 8, it feels like they take a few steps up in some areas, but in other areas they're taking steps down. It's like, what are you doing? Guys, please. I'm still going to keep playing Pokemon. If Gen 9 gets announced this year, or probably not this year with the World's gone. Next year they announce Gen 9 or they announce Sinnoh remakes or whatever else. Yeah, I'm going to get them. But, God, they really need to make some improvements, or I honestly feel like Pokemon is on a downward trend. It's sad. I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, same here. What I'll add to the discussion on Gen 6 in particular, for starters, I think Delphox should have been playable instead of Greninja. But that's just me.
Considering then we would have had 2 fire type starters.
Yeah, and then they could have given us Decidueye instead of Incineroar.
Delphox, though, I do think is pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about Delphox's design is the ear fluff is too much. There's too much ear fluff. For Fennekin, it worked. Because he was a small guy and those small tufts. Braixen got a little bit weird because it was like these stiff little sticks coming out of his ears. And then Delphox is just like... Here's a tree. Here's a tree coming out of each of my ears.
Yep. No, I like Greninja too, though. But whatever. Let's see. So, Gen 6 for me was kind of the era where, I became a little more tepid after Gen 5.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, hey, this could be my reintroduction into Pokemon and just get back into things more vibrantly. Like, the build-up into Gen 6 was...
hype.
Strong. They
the
really
for
sold...
6, 7, and 8 was all pretty hype. Well, maybe not 8. The initial trailers for 8 were hype.
Yeah.
After that...
Dumpster fire. Yeah, and that's kind of how I felt about 6 too. Obviously not as bad as 8. But what I remember is you have these beautiful 3D environments. Perfect. And then the novelty wears off after a couple hours. And what you're left with is a world...
characters are just cardboard.
Yeah, it feels empty.
Yeah.
It feels really, really, really empty.
After Gen 5, while I had issues with it, Gen 5 felt alive. Gen 6 does not.
No, and I was so bored with the game. I don't even remember where I was when I just said, I'm not doing this. And I stopped playing well before I was done with it.
Yep.
Well before I was done.
Don't blame me.
And I just don't remember where it was. It was early on in the game.
I, meanwhile, have gone through Gen 6, X and Y, at least 4 times. Here's why. That was the generation when they had the 25th anniversary, and so every month they were releasing one of the event legendary Pokemon. And so I would get them all, and it was like, okay, since they're doing this, I actually have the opportunity now to get every single Pokemon, because between X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, the remakes of the Gen 3 games, with exception to the event legendary Pokemon, you can get every single Pokemon, period, across those 4 games. And I fucking did it.
Yeah.
I got all of them. Unfortunately, then Gen 7 happened, and I missed the 2 event legendaries in that gen, so my perfect run is gone. But for the moment, I had it. I had the full National Dex, and I even had the Living Dex.
Nice.
I take Gotta Catch 'Em All, and I'll fucking run with it.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Nope. Not doing it.
Nope.
Stop it. Stop it. Wait, listen. We don't have enough time for that. No.
Okay. Quick Gen 7 thoughts. I can just jump in really fast and just say, this is where I just stopped, and it's not because I thought it was going to be bad. They promised some pretty interesting things, and I did play a little bit of the demo, but by that time I was just kind of poke burnt because
Fair.
of Gen 6, and then I let you play through it and kind of vicariously lived through you as far as the playthrough went, and it was a time. There were some cool Pokemon in that era, and Incineroar is not one of them. Uh,
Mudsdale, though.
yep.
Mudsdale.
Mudsdale, Tapu Koko School, uh, Decidueye, obviously.
Kuma O, pretty cool.
hmm A lot of the Alolan variants are interesting. I
Well,
like that twist on the series.
honestly, I don't like
hmm
most of the Alolan variants. The winners
hmm
are Alolan Raichu, Alolan Sandslash, and Alolan Ninetales. Oh, and Alolan
Right.
Marowak. Those are the four really good ones. The rest of them mix or vary from shit to meme. And by meme, I mean
hmm
Alolan Exeggutor.
Yeah,
Let's
what a
be
guy.
real. Let's
What
be
a
real.
guy.
Funny, but it would not make my list of best ones. Like, it might be number 5 purely because I'm currently not. Well, no. Alolan Vulpix would be number 5.
hmm
So, nah, Alolan Exeggutor would not be in my top 5 of for that game.
Yeah.
It's like, funny. It's funny, but no.
hmm Yeah,
No.
people were obsessed with like Lycanroc as well, and
Lycanroc's
a
pretty
few
cool.
others.
I like Lycanroc.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Buzzwole, no, no,
No.
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 I like what they did with the story of like Lusamine and Nihilego though.
Gen
That
7,
was pretty
I
cool.
did like its story. I did.
hmm
I liked it a lot
hmm
better than Gen 5 story. You said that you didn't play through Gen 7. I would actually recommend it. The first island is rough because it's tutorial island. Oh my god,
Yeah.
fuck the Rotom decks. And I would recommend while Rainbow Rocket post game in the Ultra games is pretty cool. Out as far as the base game story, I would recommend the original Sun and Moon.
Okay.
Although the only thing you really lose out on that's cool is Ultra Necrozma. But even then, Ultra Necrozma is a bitch. He is just
I
a
bet.
massive pain in the ass, and I honestly don't know if it's worth it. I'll
Yeah.
just recommend Sun and Moon.
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
I
And
actually,
yeah.
actually, my first playthrough of Sun and Moon was a Nuzlocke, and
Oh,
I
nice.
completed it.
Very
I
good.
completed that one. I don't remember all who my final team was. I know I had a Toucannon, I had Decidueye, and I had a Mudsdale. I don't remember the rest of my final team.
Right. Right. But Mudsdale, that's all you really need.
Actually, I think Solgaleo was actually my final team because my originally he wasn't going to be, but my 6 Pokemon got killed shortly before the Elite Four. I was like, well, all right, I guess I'll use the legendary.
Oh man, what luck.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Any other thoughts on Gen 7 or
Um, Lily was a pretty cool character. I really liked Lily a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I was really hoping that when they announced that they were going to do the Ultra Games, I was really hoping we were going to get a Black Gen 5 scenario where they were sequels and Lily would be back as a Pokemon trainer, or if they even did like went to Kanto, and then you could see Lily there because that's where she goes at the end of Sun and Moon. She goes to Kanto. The Ultra game she
Yeah.
doesn't. I think if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, which is like what? Come on.
I know. I know.
I don't like the changes that they made to the story in the Ultra games. I really don't. Ultra Necrozma, cool. The Ultra Recon Squad, not.
Mhm.
Rainbow Rocket, cool. Messing with Lily's story, not.
Mhm. Mhm.
Not pleased.
Yeah.
But Gen
Yeah.
6, the remix of Gen 3 and then the Gen 7 it introduced Pokemon as being a multiverse, so that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That is. Yeah, that's cool in itself, like the potential that they have that's currently untapped is interesting. Um as far as potential in Pokemon goes, though, I don't think that we've reached much of any of that with Gen 8.
No. Gen 8, interesting ideas, but first of all, they lied to us, and you don't lie to the internet. We know, we know,
Mm-hmm.
we know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just fucking don't do that. But there's so many mistakes that they made with Gen 8. I think they realized what they did, and I think they are going to address them whenever they do the next set of games. Not that they're going to admit to it until the moment comes, and it'll be a PR stunt when they do. But I think they realized, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't limit it to Pokedex like they did. Well, I mean, it's one thing when you limit to like, okay, yeah, each region, not every region is going to have every Pokemon natively living there, but maybe don't make it so that I can't even transfer Pokemon. There's no excuse for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse. I understand. Okay, if they had just said, hey, here's the deal, moving things from 3DS to Switch took more time and effort than we expected, so not every Pokemon is able to make the journey to this generation. But next time around, we'll have all these models built, so they'll be able to just be traded in for the next set. But they didn't say that. They said this is how it's going to be forever. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
nah.
Yeah.
The Switch cartridge
Yep.
can handle it. You just gotta save the models and not be stupid. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Um, I don't have much more to add. Again, this is a generation I didn't play. I was going to. I had
I don't think it's. I don't necessarily
Sword.
think that they're bad games. I don't think Sword and Shield
Mm-hmm.
are bad, but they're not great. They're okay.
Right.
Marnie
Right.
is a cool
Uh,
character. You gotta not. The story is dumb. The story is dumb. But basically,
mhm.
just play it to see the new Pokemon
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the new
Yeah.
graphics. That's why you play Gen 8. You don't play it for the story. You play it for Marnie.
Surfetched.
You play it for Surfetched. Yeah.
Surfetched riding Mudsdale.
That was one of my profile pictures at one point. Yep.
Better than Pac-Man riding Mokujin.
Yes.
And only one of them is canon.
Hmm. So we are running low in time here. We've talked about basically our experiences through every generation. Did you have any particular topics that you wanted to get to before we had to wrap things up?
Uh, Only if you wanted to do like lightning round some of our favorite Pokemon,
Sure.
or yeah, or just like favorite other games, like but you haven't played a lot of spin-offs yourself.
No, I haven't.
I'll
I don't,
just quickly say
generally
that I
speaking,
really
I don't care about the spinoffs.
yeah I'll really say that I've really enjoyed some of the Ranger games, some of the Mystery Dungeon games. I love Pokemon Snap. Looking forward to the next one. That's kind of it. So yeah.
Here's something that we can do. Let's go through
Hmm.
each generation and pick out our favorite starter line per gen.
Okay.
So, Generation 1, you got Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur.
I am a squirrel kind of guy.
Not a bad choice. Bulbasaur. Absolutely. Love my little plant
Hmm.
dino.
Hmm.
That said, I don't think any of the Kanto starters are bad, but plant dino.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Gen 2,
Then
Chikorita, Totodile. What's he called? Oh, Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil. Uh, Totodile.
Totodile. Absolutely, he's so damn cool. Like I think the base versions of each of the starters is cool, but Typhlosion is a little bit of a dip, and then Meganium falls down for me.
Hmm.
But Totodile is cool all throughout. Crocodile is
For
has
alligator, yeah.
Crocodile has suffers from that mid evolution awkward
Hmm.
teenager phase, like a lot of Pokemon lines do. But otherwise, it's solid. Gen 3, Torchic, Mudkip, Trico.
Trico.
Trico. Come on.
Yeah.
Torchic, Blaziken is amazing. Blaziken's amazing.
Hmm.
Sceptile dips for me. But Combuskin looks like a penis. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Welcome to year 2.
I'm just saying. He does. I wish he didn't, but he does.
Yep.
And then Torchic, it bothers me that he doesn't have arms. It really does.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
come on, you could have had scrawny little arms or like tiny little wings, but no, whatever.
Yeah.
Gen 4, Piplup, Chimchar, Turtwig.
Turtwig.
Chimchar, but again, Turtwig is like just behind. Just behind.
Yeah.
Amazing
Yeah.
designs. Gen 5, Tepig, Oshawott, Snivy.
Snivy.
Pre-release, I would have said Snivy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought Oshawott was overly designed. Like, there was too much going on. And Tepig was okay, but Tepig was just a fire pick. Then when you see their evolutions, it's like, oh, I don't really like a lot of this. I guess, honestly, what changed my mind from Snivy to Oshawott was actually the anime. Because I learned that the little scallop shell that Oshawott has on its belly isn't part of him. It's a weapon that he can take that's just essentially holstered on his chest, and he can swing it like a sword. And then Duat has these two swords, and so does Samurai. Was like, holy shit, it's a samurai otter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
So much yes. Gen 6, we had Finnegan, Froakie, and Chespin.
Is this a Pokemon?
That's Pac-Man.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, Finnegan.
I kind of go back and forth here. I feel it really depends. If it wasn't for the ear tufts, I would say Finnegan without a doubt. But I also really like Chespin and Chestnut. Quilladin, no, not Quilladin. But Chespin and Chestnut are both pretty cool. I think I'd probably go with Finnegan though.
Okay. Fair game.
Gen 7. Poplio.
Oh, come on.
Litten, and Rowlet.
Clearly it's Poplio, right?
Oh, you mean the worst starter line ever? The one where I hate all three of them? Like, all the other starter lines, every single other starter line, I like at least one of the evolutions. Like, for Tepig's line, I like Tepig. I don't like Pignite, and I don't like Gimbor, but I like Tepig. But then there's Poplio, which looks like, this looks awful. Brion, which looks even worse. Primarina is okay, but I still don't like it. But at least it's not Brion. Awful.
I just wanted to say that to see your reaction, because clearly it's Rowlet.
It's clearly Rowlet. Not even a contest. Honestly, if Torracat evolved into something better, I might say Litten, but Incineroar, no. No.
Yeah, Incineroar's a strong dip.
Yeah. Generation 8, the most recent, we've got Grookey, we've got Scorbunny, and we've got Sobble.
For me, it's Grookey.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. All three of them, they're kind of on a similar playing field for me. Rillaboom, I think, as terms of the final designs are concerned, I think Rillaboom is the most boring of the three of them.
Grass Donkey Kong.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like Inteleon because he's too skinny, which I'm fine with it. He's supposed to be like the super spy guy. I'm okay with it. And then Scorbunny, they're just like, it's wearing shorts. He's a soccer player. It's like, yeah, I get it. It's a little weird to see a Pokemon wearing shorts, but we've already had that. But I think I would probably say I used Scorbunny in my run of Sword, but I think I don't. Maybe Sobble. I think that one's gonna have to I'm gonna have to think on that one more for me. Like over the years, my answer might change on that one, but it's either Scorbunny or Sobble.
Yeah. Fair game. So those are our choices, and there you go. Knick Knack, Marowak.
Alolan Marowak.
Yeah, much cooler. There you go.
We've still got a bit of time, so I'm gonna throw another thing at you that we can do.
Okay.
Since this is a Smash Brothers podcast that we do here, let's take each generation and let's quickly pick out one Pokemon from each generation that we would like to see added into Smash that has not been in Smash before.
Oh,
as a fighter.
Okay.
So we'll let you go first. We'll start with Gen 1.
Gengar.
Yeah, I feel like we did an episode on Gengar previously. I feel like Gengar's a pretty easy choice. Just to say something different, though, I'm also going to say Cubone. I love my little Cubone. I love him.
Oh, yeah, me too.
He's cool.
Me too.
Generation 2, what you got for me?
Smeargle.
Smeargle's a good choice. Get a little
Mm-hmm.
Panzer moveset going on, and he can technically use just about any Pokemon move because
Which
of
is
his
why I
Stretch
chose,
ability.
yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Sudowoodo. He's another one I've made a moveset for previously, but I really like the idea of Sudowoodo in Smash. If I didn't say him, I would say Totodile or
Yeah,
Feraligatr, either or.
yeah.
Actually, I made a
Nice.
moveset for Totodile years ago too, because I made a generation. I was in a phase where I was gonna make a Pokemon Trainer moveset for every generation, and they were all gonna use different moves, so nothing would be the same. And let's just say that project never finished.
Yeah.
But I remember I gave Totodile Ice Fang, and I gave him an Aqua Tail.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
Gen
nice.
3.
Uh, Let me quickly think here. I had something in mind, and I cannot remember it for the life of me. Uh,
Is it Mirror B?
Damn. No, no. Thank you, Ludicolo. It was
It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
Ludicolo. Yeah.
Ludicolo is what I would have said. Again, I have a moveset for Ludicolo on Smashtopia already.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say I'm scrolling through them all here. Honestly, Gen 3 is kind of on the weaker side to me in terms of what could be in Smash. Good designs, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily think a lot of them really work well for Smash necessarily.
No
Uh,
space.
yeah, I could say Blaziken, but I'm trying to stay away from starters for this and from legendaries, or else I would say Deoxys. But I guess
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, I guess kind of a boring choice, but I guess I'll say Gardevoir.
Yeah, that's fine. There you go.
Generation
Why not?
4.
Rotom.
Rotom's great. I,
Mm-hmm.
I, I want to do something for him someday. I really do. I previously had made a
Mm-hmm.
moveset for Darkrai, so I can't. So I'm not going to say him here. Instead, I'm going to say another personal favorite of mine, Roserade. I really
Nice.
like Roserade a lot. Roserade to me looks like a masked superhero. I fucking love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Gen
I
5.
like it too.
Yeah.
Let's see here. How about Conkeldurr?
Really?
Hell no.
One of the ugliest Pokemon. Ugh.
I'm
Ugh.
torn, but I think I'll go Kling Klang here.
Okay.
We have a moveset for on
Yeah,
Smash
I was
Topia.
about to say, like, is it because you've already made a moveset for Kling Klang?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
which case,
I
I'm
mean, there's
surprised
an
you didn't say
obvious.
Zoroark, because you also made one for him and Vanillix.
Yeah, that's
All
also
as part
true.
as a trainer in moveset.
Mm-hmm.
For me, there's actually several Pokemon I liked for Gen 5 to be in Smash,
Yeah,
but my
yeah.
number one gotta be Darmanitan. Oh my
There you go.
god, I love Darmanitan so much. It and Crocodile are my two favorite designs from Gen 5, no doubt.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Gen
Oh man.
6.
Good question because I can't remember a lot of them off the top of my head. Let me just hop on and see a quick little picture of these guys. When did okay? Age of Slash.
I just thought it should be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've previously made a move set for Halucha on the Smash W weekend, but outside of Halucha, I would probably say Zygarde. I think Zygarde could be pretty interesting. I've had base ideas for him, mainly using the forms from that were introduced in Gen 7. But I
Mm-hmm.
think Zygarde could be fun. Sylveon also good choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Generation
Oh
7.
man. Oh come on. Decidueye, the people's hero.
Yes. Decidueye, great choice. Tapu Koko is another top tier choice. But
Oh yeah.
staying away from legendaries and staying away from starters, I would probably say. Oh wait, I didn't stay away from legendaries because I said Zygarde in the last. Well, I also said Sylveon. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a Gen 7 that's not a starter or legendary. I guess maybe Rockruff. I think Rockruff's a good solid choice.
Yeah.
Golisopod
Yeah. Why not?
also could be a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Gen 8, wrap it up.
All right.
going to say Toxtricity.
All right, I was going to say Toxtricity, and that's actually what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's Toxtricity.
So you're going with Toxtricity. Wooloo is still a really cool Pokemon. Don't think I'd make it be in Smash, though. But generally, since you already picked Toxtricity, I'm going to go with, oh yeah, of course.
Appleton.
Sirfetch'd.
Yep.
Fucking love it. I also think Obstagoon could be pretty cool. But no, yeah.
Oh,
Sirfetch'd.
interesting.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Without a doubt, and maybe the entrants, if they're kind to us, could actually be coming in on the Mudsdale.
So we've got about 5 minutes left here to finish up the episode. Do you have any last minute Pokemon thoughts you want to get out there before we do our little outro?
Let me see here. I found the Pikachu doll at a thrift shop here in town. That was like 6 or 7 years ago. Nice. I do enjoy me the Cubone and Squirtle down there. Yes. How old is your Squirtle doll?
Squirtle, I'm not sure. At least 6 years. At least.
Yeah,
possibly more.
My,
I don't
my
really
Pikachu.
Know.
My Pikachu is a 96, I think. So that's an old school little ratty boy.
A fat boy.
Yep, just like me. Just like everyone on this podcast. Anyway.
So.
Okay.
I guess that's gonna be it. The last thing I'll have to say about Pokemon is, while yes, I've talked some shit about most of the generations that have been released so far, in the overall, I enjoy Pokemon. I'm gonna keep playing it. Gen 9, Sinnoh remakes, whatever, give it to me. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna play it. I'll criticize it. I'll bitch about the things I don't like. But in the overall, I love the franchise. The games are great. You might want to say, "Oh, but they're for kids." It's like, fuck off. Just fuck off.
Yeah.
And that's really how I feel like signing off.
what a glorious end to the first year. Fuck off.
Well, start of the second year, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. The first episode of the second year.
The first on topic, which means next time. We don't have time for that. Which means next time it's our first Smashtopia of year 2. Year 1.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Year 1, we came together. We made Waluigi, a personal favorite of both of ours, into a playable character. This time around, well, you remember when we did the assist trophy extravaganza? And we didn't focus on characters.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say, we're doing something along those lines. It'll be fun.
Oh, buddy,
we've done a lot of research for this next one.
Oh yeah.
Like the last 6 weeks, I've been working on my portion of it. It's been a huge endeavor, and I am pretty interested to show it off.
Me too. It's gonna be something that takes the full breadth of the video presentation.
Yeah, so. we're gonna have material left over most likely. It's gonna be a hell of a showcase.
It is. It'll ultimately be fun. All that hard work is gonna pay off.
Showcase showdown, if you will.
Yeah, that's a good enough tease, and we'll see ya when we see ya.
See you next time.
Which is in a couple weeks after this one.
What are you doing?